Hey yo everybody, what's up? Tom here, back at you with another video. Just gonna make sure that the stream is working. Looking good, looking good. We can pop out the Chatski, McMatsky. Okay, wonderful. Just fucking beautiful. We're gonna put this on. We're chilling. We're blasting.
You want him to know that we're here?
Oh, I think if he thinks we're here on the, we don't have to raise the prospect
Hello,
of
hello,
him.
hello.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's
We can
rest up in
talk
the
to
keep.
him first, right? Yeah.
Well, that'll have to
Hello,
wait
hello, hello.
until next time.
Yeah, let's
on
try it
Hardly
like that.
Heroes. We'll roll into the town of Tassel. We'll talk all about it next time.
All right.
Okay.
XP?
So we didn't even get to fight the wolves.
XP. Let's do XP. Good call.
I assume you'd planned for the werewolves, Neil.
I did. I made a werewolf map and everything. I bought new map packs and new assets and started to put one together in Photoshop and then abandoned it and used the previous map packs that I already had. And then we didn't even use it.
Well, you talked us out of it.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. You know, this is just part of the job. You plan all sorts of shit, and the party only ever used half of it.
Yeah.
So XP for the party. Let's see, what did we do today? We gave away magic items.
Yeah. Investigated a little bit more about the strange goings on. I think that's worth some XP. I feel like slightly better informed now, slightly.
Right. Basil, body,
Yeah.
grave, investigation. We
And,
fought some gnolls.
Yeah, that's it, I think, really.
Yeah, there was some RP
We saw
with the
Eraser.
eraser. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, true.
1, 2, 3,
was me a
4,
cleric.
5. You killed 5?
No. 6, I think.
Oh no, there's these ones down here. 5, 6. Yeah, 6 of them. Okay.
Yeah.
XP for this Pigeon. Last session, I don't think I gave you XP for the gems that you gave the girl who spotted. Oh no, that was two sessions ago.
Yeah. I don't remember, but yeah.
No, that was 2 sessions ago. You gave you were going to give Annabelle Redshield some gems, but you didn't end up doing it, right?
No, I gave her 5 gems.
You did? Okay.
She gets to keep it.
All right, then I'm going to give you XP for realizing that cash value of those 5 gems. Those were 50 GP each.
Duh. I'm a baller.
Okay, so that is going to be. So each of you gets 1,400. Nick, you get another 600 for hit dice. Pigeon, you did 200 for pickpockets, 200 for pick locks, and 500 for wealth realized. So that's 900 additional for you.
All right, plus 140 because I get the extra. So 1040 plus 90, so that's 1130.
All right. I am 8,000 away.
Wait a minute. Pigeon, you should have gotten. Should have gotten 2530, right? Total?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Cool.
Neil, when I get level 6, in theory, I should be able to get mastery, right? What do I need to be doing now to allow that to happen when I level up?
That's a great question.
We can talk about it next time, but if you want. So I assume I'm surpassing Lanquill now.
Yeah, because you keep doing a bunch of stuff. While the knights tend to sit around and keep people safe without actually doing much. Landquill is level 5.
Yeah.
I haven't decided how close he is to level 6.
Okay. If we both got 6 at the same time, could we sort of train each other in mastery, or do we need a master?
You know, let me think about it. There are a lot of optional rules. Sometimes we use them, sometimes we don't. Let me consider this.
All right.
I have another question.
Yeah.
So thieves normally get their followers at 10th level, but we are doing a class rebuild here. I'm going to ask, is it possible to get at 9th level? Because in our current class rebuild, I think you takes a lot longer to level up than normal in Thief. But let me make sure. 2E, AD, and D, EXP.
Oh yeah, you're using Cleric XP.
Yeah. So Thief, usually you get 9th level at 110 and you get 10th level at 160.
Okay, so you're close, but yeah.
Actually, it is kind of close. It's like an extra 30-ish thousand, honestly.
Yeah.
Might be
it's
cool
actually
rather than getting like all of the followers at level 10. You get like a quarter.
I'd be
of them at
happy
level
with
9.
some of them starting to show up.
Yeah, could be cool.
Okay. I will absolutely think about these things.
We might never get to level 10, right? So it would be cool to see that.
Yeah.
Well, I never thought we'd get to level 8, so.
That's true. Yeah.
Maybe we can get 20th level in this campaign, Nick.
Yeah. If I ever get my thief skills back, it's gonna be so cool.
Yeah.
What level thief were you?
7. So does that mean I have to get to 8 fighter or 7 fighter?
That's what I want to look up.
I think it's 8.
I think it's 8, because otherwise, if you were
I
like
think you have to
one
surpass it,
thief, and then you went into fighter,
You wouldn't have to do it, yeah.
yeah,
But you can never level up Thief again, right?
right.
No.
But I do think you have to surpass your initial class.
Thief's one of those classes though that like after the first 6 or 7 levels, you're not really gaining that much because you're already kind of like a master in the skills that you've chosen.
you
Not
have
in
to
his
be-
rebuild.
Yeah, at least you get the sneak attack bonus. Is true.
In his
you-
rebuild, oh sorry.
You do have to be higher. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, in his rebuild, you have to like add only 5 points per, so
Yeah, true. Yeah.
takes a long time.
All right. Well, GG. Are we playing again on Tuesday?
Tuesday, yeah, I can play.
Tuesday.
Akeem, are you there?
Yes, sir. What's your name?
My name's Forrest. I just want to make sure I got the right person.
Yeah, Forrest. Sorry, I just don't know which one of you is which.
Yeah,
Forrest.
I'm Forrest, and then we also have
And I'm
Paul over here. Yeah. So
Okay. Hi,
before
Forrest
we
and Paul.
begin,
How are you tonight?
I'm all right. I'm all right. I had a couple of quick questions before we got started, though.
Yes. Can I just start by apologizing to your screener? She was very nice. I think she got mad
Sure.
at me in the comments. She was very nice.
Sure. I was gonna maybe this is what you're apologizing about. I was gonna ask about the fact that you were in chat, talking about how we were so scared to talk to you until you had to be muted in chat, and you came in with another account talking about how we were scared to talk to you while you were in the queue. And I'm just curious to know what that behavior is all about.
Well, I get muted a lot by people like Jimmy and Steven, and I'm just here to chat politely. I don't understand why differing opinions are so offensive to the left. I have a different opinion. I'm here. I'll be polite.
So differing opinions certainly aren't offensive. Like just having different opinions, like that isn't an offensive topic. But like, it sounds to
Jimmy
me
and Steven it
like
is, though.
I don't know who Steven is. First of all, I don't know if we have a Steven as a host.
He was just
but,
on with Jimmy like 35 minutes ago. His
Cool.
name's Steven.
Neither of those people are here right now.
Right. So whoever you're talking about, are you talking about Jovan?
I don't know.
Yes,
Steven.
it was Jovan on the
Jimmy and
last show.
Steven.
Okay, so it's Jovan. Okay, so yeah, so you're talking to Jimmy and Jovan over there, and like, I don't know what beef they have with you or you have with them. If you are who I think you are, it makes sense, but I don't know for sure. I'm just it has something to do with you being muted rather than us being afraid and offended of opinions.
It just seems like Jimmy and Steven were afraid. Maybe you're not Forrest. And
Again, the
his
person's name is
Paul?
Jovan. Just to be very clear, his name is Jovan.
I don't know a Jovan.
Well, that's the
can
person
we
you're talking
chat?
to on the other show.
Yeah.
Just to be
And-
clear, it's Jimmy and Jovan. So like,
I'm
if you
sorry
want to
if
be
that-
respectful,
You muting
wanna be
my
respectful
chat, which was polite.
me,
There was nothing rude in the
I
chat.
didn't mute anything.
Why would you
I didn't mute anything.
non-root chat?
Hakeem, just to be very clear, I didn't mute anything. The only time I ever even use the mute button on callers is when they're persistently talking over me or deliberately misunderstanding what I'm saying. But to be clear, you're in the chat saying that we're scared to talk to you while you are on hold waiting to talk to us, you've been let on the show and you're waiting your turn like an adult while bloviating that we're all so scared of you and we can't handle your opinions. Do you not understand how that kind of behavior is kind of obnoxious and dishonest and would probably lead people to mute you in the chat? You see why that would happen?
Sure. I'll apologize. Can we just chat now? Can we just...
Great. I just want to make sure, because I don't want you walking away from this saying that we were so scared we had to mute you. I want you to understand that respect is a two-way street here, right? So what did you want to talk about?
It's a two-way street. I'd like to talk about whatever you would like to talk about. I think MAGA is better than anything else going right now. Or is it just a atheist show?
Well, it's both. So we talk about theism. We also talk about science. I'm a biologist, so I'm happy to talk about evolution. And we do talk about MAGA from time to time, although it's not really, my favorite thing to talk about because it's just.
I'm Canadian, so
And he's Canadian, right? So he doesn't even know what freedom is. So we've got to, I'm happy to talk about that a little bit, but it's not the best use of our time. But if that's where we want to go,
one's Canadian?
It's fine.
Paul is Canadian.
How about that USA hockey victory, Paul?
Is hockey like a major part of your personality, Paul? Is that a thing you really care about?
It is, yeah. But I'm
absolutely it is. We stole his national sword.
It's weird how much. It's weird how excited you are about that. Genuinely.
Yeah, and also, so is this what you called to talk? Because we can talk about hockey. I talked about the resurrection in the last call and bored everybody.
But I feel like if we want to talk about hockey, fuck.
Are you
my
here
favorite part
to
about
try
the Bible,
to make people angry? Did you have a point? What would you? By what criteria is MAGA better than everything going?
I guess we'll start there and then we can move on.
36%.
Okay. Human rights violations are also up quite a bit.
I paid $183 this week.
Okay, so stock market's up. Human rights violations are also up. What are we doing?
What human rights violations? Trans women have killed more people than ICE officers this year.
So that's obvious. So first, couple of
trans
things.
women are killing people way more than ICE agents.
Couple of major issues here with what you're saying, Paul. Couple of major issues what you're saying here. Even if I were to accept the way that you're framing this, it's important to remember that ICE agents are supposedly trained federal agents with a specific scope of their job that are violating the Constitution and killing people unjustifiably. So if you're comparing that to random citizens who are doing randomly illegal things, it's not really a reasonable comparison. And that's, again, even if I accept your framing here, which I don't. So, sorry, man. Trying to compare ICE agents to somebody.
Has done something like that?
Sure. Let's talk about maybe Alex Peretti, for example.
He was defending a pedophile that was holed up in a donut shop and had already provenly been known by the ICE agents from attacking them weeks before. Why did he do that?
So
why was he protecting a pedophile?
So that's obviously not what happened. But let's again, let's just work with the framework that you're giving me. Let's just work with the framework you're giving me. So what we saw in the video was that the ICE agents knocked somebody over. And Alex Peretti, who is a nurse and is supposed to do this, went over and offered to help that person and said, "Are you okay?" Tried to help this person up, put himself in between the ICE agents and this person. Now, you say this person was some awful person who did terrible things at some point or another. That wasn't what was happening right then. And just so we're clear, law enforcement officers are also not supposed to be executioners or behave in that way anyway. So whatever past that person has or Alex Peretti has doesn't justify that immediately violent behavior in that moment. Alex Peretti put himself in between those people, and then the ICE agents disarmed him, took away the firearm that he was legally carrying, and then shot him in the back 10 times while he was on the ground. So no part of that is following Constitution. No part of that is giving this person due process. No part of this is lawful. That is outright murder. And also, I was talking about unconstitutional behaviors. This is on top of the fact that their entire functionality at this moment is unconstitutional. So saying, well, the person they shoved down that caused Alex Peretti to go try to help was some bad person doesn't do anything to get you out of the pickle that these are supposedly trained federal agents that should be held to an extremely high standard, and comparing them to random citizens who do mass shootings isn't reasonable.
So the person that he was protecting was holed up in the donut shop, not the person that he supposedly protected, although he was known. But let me ask you a follow-up query. So you must really hate Michael Berg, correct?
Who's Michael Berg? Refresh my memory.
The person that killed Ashley Babbitt?
Police officer who killed Ashley Babbitt?
Yeah, the police officer.
Yeah, so I would say, so the answer to this one is actually extremely easy if you actually watch the video. If you actually put the two videos side by side, Alex Preddy, they walked up to the dude, threw him on the ground, spread eagle, and shot him in the back. Okay? 4 guys on one. The cop that shot Ashley Babbitt, there was one cop behind a barricade where there was a mob climbing over the barricade trying to break into the halls of Congress. Completely different situation. One situation was the cop actually defending something. The other one was the cop going and walking up to a random citizen, not part of a mob, and just killing them in cold blood.
That killed somebody without a weapon. I mean, Alex Preddy had a weapon and a gun.
I hope that these guys know that context. I hope they've seen the video. I'm sure they have. Please, please tell me they have, because I don't want them to start arguing some bullshit when the facts are on our side here.
He was protecting a pedophile. Actually, Babbitt was just peacefully protesting in front of the Capitol.
Such a lie. Such a lie. Peacefully protesting in front of the Capitol. They were inside the Capitol building. Ashley Babbitt was inside the Capitol building when the cops shot her. Inside the Capitol building. Not peacefully protesting outside. She was the first person in a mob that was climbing over a barricade. I can show you the video.
This morning, new details. Video captured Ashley Babbitt, who was shot.
Remember, the guy said she was peacefully protesting. Look at this. Look what's going on. He said they were peacefully protesting in front of the Capitol building.
And killed by a Capitol police officer.
So, look, there's a actual mob here breaking the window and climbing through the window.
Video captures the moment she fell to the ground during the...
So, if you notice, I don't know if it's crowbars.
New details about 35-year-old Ashley Babbitt, who was shot.
This guy appears to have a crowbar. The glass is broken. They're inside the Capitol building. And Ashley Babbitt was the first person that started to climb through the window.
And killed by a Capitol police officer.
This guy has some kind of...
35-year-old Ashley Babbitt, who was shot.
Look.
And killed by a Capitol police...
This guy has some kind of weapon. I'm not sure what that is.
Police officer. Video
Oh, it's an umbrella. It's an umbrella.
Captures the moment she fell to the ground during the chaos.
He's got a gun!
Oh, here's a better video. So as you can see, broken glass, angry mob actually pressed up against the doors, breaking the glass and climbing through the window inside the halls of Congress.
Others warned of the danger. Medics then rushing her to the hospital, but she later died. A documentarian says he witnessed the shooting.
She was going strong, and next thing I know, she was shot. I do remember yelling guns when I saw guns and trying to warn her from going in.
Yeah, you shouldn't have. Slow motion. You shouldn't have been there in the first place. You fucking idiot.
Inside the House chamber,
they broke the glass.
Lawmakers were hiding, including Congressman Mark Wayne Mullen.
Wait. No.
who is defending the officer's actions.
He didn't have a choice at that time. The mob was going to come through the door. There was a lot of members and staff.
Republican,
were in danger.
Trump dick suck, defending the Capitol officer.
Choice at that time. The mob was going to come through the door. There was a lot of members and staff that were in danger at the time.
So notice this is from farther back. You can see there's at least 20 people here.
Babbitt was a 12-year Air Force veteran living in San Diego with her husband. Her family describes her as loving and says she was a...
So this is what the guy just described as peacefully protesting outside the halls of Congress. Okay. Or no, outside the Capitol building. Peacefully protesting outside the Capitol building. So just straight up lying. Just 100% just liar McLiarson. Hopefully these guys have that context. Please, Forrest, have that context.
So
Peacefully protesting
really
on January
Michael
6th, right?
Byrd, correct? Just checking for consistency.
Ashley Babbitt was killed on January 6th, right?
That's correct. A peaceful protest. So you must really, really hate Michael Byrd, correct? I'm just checking for consistency.
Right, I understand what you're trying to do here. So I'm not as familiar with this case, so I'm just double checking here to make sure, because I saw the Alex Brady video like with my own eyes. I haven't seen the Ashley Babbitt thing, but here's what I've got just from a tacit search of this: is that Babbitt attempted to climb through a shattered window besides a barricade door into the speaker's lobby, at which point she was shot in the shoulder by Michael Byrd. Emergency response at administered aid. She was transported to a hospital where she died from her injury. So let's see if we can notice a few major differences here, right? With Alex Peretti, we have somebody who is at a peaceful protest.
Alex Peretti
and the ice
armed?
And the
Was Alex Peretti armed?
Was he armed? Absolutely, legally. He was legally armed.
Was Ashley Babbitt armed?
Wouldn't matter, because either way it would be legal.
No, come on, kiddo. Let's go be better. I know I can.
Not
I can
kiddo.
dog
I'm
walk you
33
all
years
day
old, and
until you hang up on me. I'll dog walk you all day. But go ahead.
You're making it sound like that's your goal.
How does Forrest not know about the Ashley Babbitt video? He doesn't watch enough Destiny. Forrest, you gotta watch your Destiny. You gotta get your Destiny vegetables in, my friend, and then you would know this shit. What are you doing, Forrest? Come on, bro.
Because I'm trying to answer the question that you're giving me, and you're just trying to be antagonistic to get an emotional response. And I think the idea here is that you want to get me frustrated so that I either meet you or hang up on you, so that you can then feel like you won the conversation, because you can't win it through actual argumentation and reason. Does that sound about right?
No, I'm just checking for consistency. You're defending an armed person that tried to wait. Let me finish. I let you finish. Come on, be fair.
Right, but you're not answering the question I just asked.
I'm going to. You're defending a person that was armed, defending a pedophile holed up in a donut shop across the street with a violent crime record, Alex Peretti, versus a woman who was peacefully protesting at the Capitol, gunned down by Joe Biden's brown shirts, unarmed. Keep defending.
Okay. So that's also, again, I'm happy to explain the difference there, but I would like you to answer the question that I just asked a minute ago first, which you just said you were going to answer. So
I did.
No, that's not what I asked.
If I misunderstood your question.
Sure. So the question that I asked you was, it sounds an awful lot. As I was starting to answer this question, starting to explain the difference between Alex Peretti and Ashley Babbitt and the situations and the context around what happened to them, I was starting to do that when you cut me off and said, you're going to dog walk me until I hang up on you, and you called me kiddo and all these things. The question that I asked was, it sounds like that's the goal for you. It sounds like rather than actually having a conversation, your goal here is just to be antagonistic and belittling and obnoxious until I either get frustrated and mute you or hang up on you, and then you will say that you won the conversation because I was forced to ignore you, run from you, I was scared of you, whatever, when really you're just not able to have the conversation calmly and intelligently, and so you need that emotional response to give you an out and claim victory. Is that what's going on, or do you think I'm misrepresenting you somehow?
I think you're misrepresenting.
How exactly?
I'm just talking nicely and letting you finish your point. Now I'll let you finish your rebuttals.
Sure. I just want to be clear about that. Like that's the framework that I have right now. So I want to make sure to put that out there, because if we continue and you continue to interrupt me and say you're going to dog walk me through this all day long until I hang up on you, it's gonna just continue to look that way to me and probably to most of our audience. So like, I just want to make sure I don't land you in that awkward trap, you know? So since we're talking
I will
about,
let you finish your points. If you let me finish my points, and we'll have a very nice conversation.
Brandished it, never pointed it at anybody, none of that. He legally was carrying a firearm to a protest the way he was allowed to do by law. So bringing that up really doesn't make any kind of a case for you. Also, saying that he was protecting somebody who was a bad person, they were a pedophile, they were whatever, he was a nurse, and the person he was protecting had just been knocked over by some jackboot thug with a grudge. So I don't think Alex Preddy went up and checked this person's criminal history, assuming what you're saying about this person is true. I don't think this Alex Preddy came out and like checked this person's criminal history and wanted to make sure that he was protecting the worst kind of person. He just protected somebody who got shoved because he was a medical professional and that was what he was trained to do. So none of what you framed here about Alex Preddy does anything to make him seem like a bad guy or makes his situation seem like untoward or indefensible or any of the ways that you're trying to frame this right now. Comparing that to Ashley Babbitt here, Ashley Babbitt was not at all at a peaceful protest. She was at a very violent, notoriously extremely violent protest. Whether or not she was violent or not, I don't know. What I do know is that she tried to crawl through a shattered window and trespass on federal property after being warned not to proceed. She was shot in...
You see, if he'd seen the video, he would have known that she was the tip of the spear of an angry mob already inside the building, climbing over a barricade that was being actively defended by police.
In the shoulder. She was not shot several times in the back while she was on the ground like Preddy was. She was immediately taken to a hospital where she died there under quality medical care. Alex Preddy was left to bleed out on the streets, and medical professionals were not allowed to attend to him, as we saw in the same case with Renee Good. So if you're just trying to find consistency with me by saying these two people were killed by federal agents, these two people were killed by some authority figure, whatever, I can say that I don't like, you know, cops across the board in this way, and we can try to find some consistency there, but you are comparing apples to oranges, and I think you're doing it on purpose.
But you misrepresented some facts in there. The person that Alex Preddy was lifting up.
Forrest did a pretty good job there for not knowing about the case. He did well. He essentially got all the facts right. Like, he just missed a little bit of emotional impact, but he got the point across.
Let me speak, please. I'll speak nicely. You asked, right?
He asked you to repeat. That's all he did.
Yeah, which fact specifically did I misrepresent?
The person that that Alex Preddy was picking up was not shot. You said she was shot.
She was.
She was not.
No, I didn't.
A pedophile was in a donut shop across the street where ICE was performing a raid to capture an illegal alien pedophile who you all seem to all of a sudden care about in the Epstein files after ignoring it for 15 years. And at the end of the day, he was also videoed and known to ICE agents after 1 week before taking the lights out of a ICE agent's car and attacking them. And they knew what he was, and he was armed, and it is extremely sad. And I mourn the loss of Alex Preddy. All Ashley Babbitt did was show up to protest an election at a mostly peaceful protest where, in fact, no one died. Nobody. It was much less violent than January the 20th, 2000.
That's just demonstrably false. Ashley Babbitt died at the protest. What is he talking about? Why is he saying nobody died? Ashley Babbitt died. That's what the whole point of the thing is. You brought it up.
2017, when Barack Hussein Obama said that the Russians interfered in an election, and there was a much more violent nationwide protest against Trump's first victory. So you're just being inconsistent.
Nationwide What? Point me to the nationwide violent protests against Trump's victory. I don't recall that happening. That would have been in the news. A nationwide violent protest against Trump's victory. When did that happen?
Hate it all.
Just to be clear, when you're talking about, just to be clear, you just said no one died while you are trying to, use the death of somebody to like bring up the fact that I'm being inconsistent somehow. Second of all,
no MAGA died. No MAGA died. Excuse me. No MAGA died.
Except
the
for
only
Ashley,
person that died on January the 6th was Ashley Babbitt. Nobody else died.
Who was MAGA? Who was a MAGA? She was part of the MAGA movement. That's why she was storming the Capitol.
Correct. She got killed by a Joe Biden, or excuse me, Nancy Pelosi is a better way. Brown shirt.
Okay, so that's a whole other red herring. Second of all, I never said that the person was shot. I said they were shoved. Third, saying that ICE was doing some important operation in the area does not justify their behavior with protesters. It doesn't matter if they were there to arrest somebody that I think is just the most evil person in the world. They don't get to shove protesters. They don't get to shoot civilians or legally carrying a firearm. Also, Alex Preddy kicking a vehicle a week earlier is not a death sentence. It's a week earlier. That does not give them a license to behave the way that they did at that time. So no, again, you keep bringing up the standard general talking points, getting away from the fact that this person hurt a car, not a person, never hurt any individual person, never attacked an age or anything. He hurt a car a week ago. He was legally carrying a firearm, following his Second Amendment rights. He was protecting a person that ICE agents unlawfully harmed, and he was doing nothing to interfere with their investigation, with whatever pedophile you're talking about at the donut shop. He was there protesting their existence in his city. And I would do the same thing, because what I was talking about earlier, the whole point of what we brought this up is because what ICE is doing is unconstitutional and constitutes human rights violations. So saying that following this one case and trying to paint Alex Preddy as some bad guy, when literally everything about this scenario is legal on his case, constitutionally protected behavior, and everything that ICE did in this is a massive mishandling of his civil rights, and then trying to compare that to somebody who was at a violent protest attempting to storm the Capitol, hang the vice president, kill members of Congress, and overturn a democratic election. It's just not appropriate, and it's also deliberately missing the point that what ICE is doing and what Trump is supporting is unconstitutional behavior. I'm happy to talk about the actual point here. If you want to continue to split hairs between these two cases, I don't know how much farther we're going to get with it. Or if you want to move on to something interesting, I'm happy with that too. Your choice.
I mean, I'll move on to something interesting because it seems like you're just waving the flag of defeat here on this topic.
See, and this is what I'm talking about.
Inconsistent across it.
And this is what I'm talking about. I even gave you a consistency, but I'm saying that the two things you're comparing here are uncomparable.
No, you didn't. You didn't.
I did actually.
I mean, what
can
Alex
repeat it if
Preddy
you
was
like.
doing was extremely more violent than Ashley Babbitt. Nobody was trying to hang
What
Mike
exactly?
Pence. That's a false narrative. AOC.
Alex Preddy did not do anything violent. Ashley Babbitt was climbing through a broken window at the front of an angry mob. Actually being used as the mob, as a cannon fodder, essentially. People, if you can see, they ushered her up to the front. If you watch the video.
He wasn't even in the
videos
Capitol building and cried
Sorry,
like
just to
he
be
was
clear.
getting killed or something.
Do you think the videos of
if that's
people
your
chanting "Hang Mike Pence" are fake?
Pedophile, a known pedophile, in a donut shop.
Just to be clear,
where I should remove a pedophile.
Hakeem,
And you're upset
Hakeem,
about.
we heard this
just,
thing
just,
before.
Just keep it consistent. Here's how I would come out with it. Let me finish.
Hakeem,
I think all
hold on.
Just say that Ashley Babbitt didn't deserve to die.
Hakeem, one second.
Please, by all means.
Hakeem, 1 second. I thought we were here to talk about why MAGA is better and not talk about why we actually said one of the problems was the due process. Hold on. We thought one of the problems we had was, hey, seems like due process violations are up. But you didn't seem to want to care about that. But you've mentioned it like 9 times. Consistency about pedophiles. So is consistency about pedophiles what you wanted a thing you would like to talk about?
That's also a good point.
Let's go, Epstein. Bring it.
Okay, great. So then why are we redacting Trump's name from the Epstein files?
Trump's name's not redacted. He's in there 38,000 times.
Yes, and he's redacted a bunch of times, including like there are even scenarios. There's one case where they clearly were just going Control F to find him. There's somebody wrote the word "don't," but they didn't put an apostrophe, so it says Don T, and that's redacted out. There are several scenarios where they've released a file and then pulled it off of the website. They hid it because it had Donald Trump's name in it. There are pictures of Donald Trump that we already have unredacted that they then went and covered his face with. Like, so I think really more importantly, if you get hung up on Donald Trump, why is anybody except for the victims being redacted from the files? Why are any names except for victims' names being covered up?
I think witnesses' names deserve to be covered, don't you? Like non-criminal
No, I'm not
witnesses?
talking about witnesses. I'm not talking about witnesses. I'm talking about co-conspirators. I'm talking about, like, for example, the video, the one where
Obama's name is not redacted. The biggest
nobody mentioned
co-conspirator
Obama
of all time, Barack Hussein Obama,
there was
is not redacted.
There was the one email, for example. There was the one email, for example, of someone saying, like, you know, the little, you know, Snow White girl was very naughty, and another one saying that I love the torture video and these things, and those names are being redacted. There's plenty of examples.
Ongoing
investigations. If you'd like, I can look some up.
More than likely. I mean, thank God Trump at least reduced this much, or released this much. Joe Biden sat on it for 4 years. Barack Hussein Obama. Wait, let me finish, and then I will let you finish.
That violates the law that Trump signed.
Obama sat on Epstein for 8 long years doing nothing, and his lawyer just stepped down from Goldman Sachs knowingly that she did this.
Sure, Hakeem, whether or not we believe this stuff, the narrative you're giving me about Obama and Biden, frankly, it's not worth arguing to me. Put them all in the same wood chipper, I don't care. Like, they all go to prison, it's great. The question now is, Donald Trump signed the Epstein Transparency Act into law, which says that by a certain point, the Department of Justice had to release all of the files, and the only redactions were to be the victims. Donald Trump signed that. Then the DOJ was in violation of that law for a month, where they refused to release anything. Now they've only released about half of the files, and Trump and a lot of other people's names are redacted, and just hiding the people who are actually doing these crimes. Even if you want to try to paint it that these were witnesses or whatever like that, that's in violation of the law that Trump himself signed. So why are we doing that?
Because there's ongoing investigations, and what Ro Khanna did, naming false names just about a week ago. Name real names. I want them all released.
I also want them all released. That's what Donald Trump signed into law, and the DOJ is now months out of violation, within violating that law. They're months away from the deadline they were supposed to have released everything. So whether or not they're ongoing investigations doesn't change anything.
The victims' names or the ongoing investigations.
Yes, you can. So.
Okay, so that sounds like something that they programmed into him through the, you know, human centipede of, like, whatever it is, Fox News, down to the congressperson, down to the YouTuber, you know, down to the guy on Twitter. It sounds like one of those that they pass down, and then everybody gets the programming on how to respond. You can't release victims' names or ongoing investigations. That's what that sounds like to me.
So, number one, they have already released a ton of victims' names unlawfully. Just to be clear,
Here's
they
the names
have
we know.
already released.
Stacy
They have
Plaskett.
already
Here's the names we know.
released.
Here's the names we
No,
know.
sorry, I'm
criminally
not going to
involved.
let you go off the names
Stacey
because that's
Plaskett,
completely
Hakeem
dodging the
Jeffries,
point.
Reed Hoffman,
Hakeem,
Larry Summers,
Hakeem,
Barack
you
Obama,
are missing the
Barack
point
Obama's
deliberately.
lawyer, Bill
You are
Clinton.
missing the
Why not
point
talk about them?
deliberately.
Trump isn't
You
even
are
involved.
you are missing the point deliberately. I just said a second ago, I don't care who we're talking about here, Trump, Biden, whoever. I don't care who it is. I'm not, because I know that the argument's going to go stupid if I try to say that it's all about Trump and you're going to spend the whole time defending Trump. What I'm saying is they have already released the names and images of many victims unlawfully. They have doxed a bunch of victims that were not public about this. They didn't.
I just want to say excellent use of the mute button, by the way. Excellent use of the mute button.
Do their job redacting the names of the victims the way they were supposed to by law. They have, however, redacted a bunch of the names of people who are very clearly culpable in this crime. They are implicated by these files. And it doesn't matter if there's an ongoing investigation. The release of these files was supposed to be part of this investigation, and it is the law that the president signed that they are still not following. So if you're asking me to be consistent about pedophiles, I am. I think all these people should be out there.
We've covered this.
Yes, and it doesn't change anything.
Ongoing investigations does not address why they released victims' names. That does not answer that.
They're allowed to redact the names of the witnesses in ongoing investigations. Rokana went up in front of the House and named a bunch of people that were not involved. It was an embarrassment.
Okay.
These is meticulous. We need to get to the end of it. I'm with you. Let's throw them all in the wood chipper. No doubt.
So do you think
Trump's
then,
in them? I'm MAGA. If Trump's in them, I will leave him in 26 milliseconds.
So is your argument then?
The Democrat. Wait, let me.
He just needs to say. Are you saying that it
contain only details that are in ongoing investigations and victim names? Because that's what they're still withholding.
They're all out there. You can go to a Google website. It's right there.
Yes, I know. And when you go through
what I
there
do? I
and
Google
you use
Barack
and you use the
Obama,
Wayback,
and I see his name
and
all
when you
over
use the
place.
Wayback Machine, and when you use the Wayback Machine, or when you look at the people, the journalists who have been reviewing these files, you can see where the DOJ has put up lots of pictures and then removed them after having already released them, mainly because it was shown that Donald Trump was in those pictures.
I mean, Donald Trump is the person that named all of the people in the files in 2015, by the way, while Obama was protecting Epstein. He's the person that banned Epstein from all of his locations and the person that brought the guy to justice. And you're still on Trump. It just seems to me, and it's odd, that the Democrats don't care about the victims, don't care about the perp.
So just to be clear, what part of what I am saying here indicates that I don't care about the victims, specifically?
Everything you just said.
So everything that I just said about how all of these files should be released with the names of the victims hidden, that indicates to you that I don't care about the victims.
You don't care about the perps.
That's not what you just said. You said that everything I just said,
You don't care unless you.
that
Don't care
all of the
unless it gets true.
Nope, because I also said a minute ago that I don't care who we're talking about, whether it's Trump, Obama, Biden, or anybody, they should all be done away with the same way. I said that a minute ago, and now you're saying that that means that I don't care about the perpetrators or the victims?
Correct. Mom Donnie's in the files too, by the way.
Cool.
Okay.
But if my dad was in the files, like I would want.
No. He should make him explain. How does me saying that all the files should be released with all of the victims' names redacted indicate that I don't care about the victims? Explain that. Although the problem is he'll just filibuster, right?
him to go.
Yes.
Like I don't understand what your point is here.
So again, I don't believe you.
I know. I would just grandstand. I would mute him, and I would say, "You are so full of shit. You are a liar. You are bad faith. You are a troll. You are not worth talking to. You said that I do not care about the victims in the Epstein files, and when I asked you what I said that indicated that I don't care about the victims in the Epstein files was, you said." Everything I said indicates that I don't care about the victims in the Epstein files. I pointed out to you something I said, which was that I think all the files should be released with all of the victims' names redacted. And I asked you, are you saying that that indicates that I don't care about the victims in the Epstein files? And you said yes. Well, that is patently absurd. You are either a troll or you are so far up your own ass. You're making up the argument as you go, and you're saying whatever you need to say in the moment to keep going on with it. Contradictions be damned. Because you did contradict yourself. First you said, everything I said indicates that I don't care about the victims in the Epstein files. And then when I pointed out to you something I said which contradicts that, you had no response, so you lied. So it's not worth talking to you. You're bad faith. You're a liar. And I only have discussions with honest people. Good day, sir.
Maybe
I think you're
maybe there's a
misrepresenting this.
very small amount of liberals that really do care. And I'll give you credit
I'm
for
not
that
a liberal.
if you really do. If you're
I'm not a
genuinely being
liberal,
honest,
and I'm also the
love
person
it.
you're
I
talking
love
to.
it.
So, like,
because we need to get
Hakeem,
Mamdani, we need to get Obama, we need to get
Hakeem,
Biden,
Hakeem,
we need to get Harris,
Hakeem,
we need to get Jeffries,
you're
we need to get
just going on your
Plaskett, we need
fucking
to get all-
tirade again.
So
Hakeem,
I
I
muted
need
him
you
to master for us. You should check your messages
Oh, sure.
from Jimmy and myself.
Oh, great. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, Hakeem, you're going on this fucking tirade once again, where you're just listing off all of these Democrats you don't like. Just to be clear, neither Paul nor I, as far as I know, are liberals. Neither Paul nor I, as far as I know, are liberals. And also, we are the people you are talking to. Arden, is that still true? Is he still not going out to the broadcast?
No, he's not correct.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Let's go ahead and let him for just 2 more seconds, if that's okay with you.
Okay.
I think we're about at the end of this anyway. Anyway, Hakeem, it's been 30 minutes, and I feel like we've gotten really nowhere at all, because you're still on this same tactic where it seems like the whole script here is that all these Democrats you don't like are bad, and all the liberals are bad, and you don't like what blah, 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 blah. And every time we try to have a serious conversation about it, you just kind of run on this thing and then say that we're admitting defeat because we can't tolerate your arguments and stuff. It sucks, dude. So, like, I don't know if there's much of a point in continuing, because even now you just said we're on the same page.
I'm just trying to get the pedophiles. You're not. I mean, it's...
Yeah, and again, we just covered where you even admitted that we both agree on this. And now you're changing again to you just don't want to get the pedophiles. It sounds like you're just really, really trying to rage bait to try to get a reaction and try to get hung up on so that you can say that you won, because you don't know how to win an argument except for to make your opponent really frustrated with you. And I wonder if that's, like, why is that good enough for you, basically? Also, according to both of our producers here, apparently you admitted in the last hour that you don't call in good faith and your only goal is to get on air. So, bro, I don't know, like, what's going on in your life that this is what's meaningful to you, but it's fucking boring for everybody else. So, like, if you'd like to try being serious for a minute and, like, just having a conversation like people, I'd be happy to I'd reiterate the consistencies that I offered you earlier. We could talk about MAGA from a real perspective without just doing, well, what about the Democrat? What about the Biden? What about Obama? What about... We can actually talk about what's really going on in the world. If you'd like, we can try to do the same thing with religion or whatever else. But if the entire script is, well, Obama was bad and you love Obama, when that's obviously not true for anybody on this channel, I don't think you're serious. And it's fucking boring as shit. Anyway, do you want to try like being an adult for like 10 minutes, Hakeem?
No,
he's gone.
Oh, Hakeem hung up.
I made an executive decision. If you readily admit that you're a rage baiting troll, you deserve absolutely zero time on our platform. I didn't know about that until further into the call. Otherwise, I never would have let him on air.
All right. I mean, you see what the caliber of it is. I'm just trying to have a pleasant conversation while I repeatedly mischaracterize reality and accuse you of believing things that you have repeatedly stated you don't believe. And then, like, you guys aren't consistent. You don't want the perpetrators caught. I want all these files released so we can investigate the perpetrators. Well, you don't care about the victims. I want all the victims' names redacted. Well, you don't care about the perpetrators and the victims. What part did I just say? The whole thing. It's literally just a script to try to get somebody emotional. And it's fucking boring, dude. Like, god damn. And you absolutely know that Hakeem is now going to get on Threads or whatever and talk about how he totally owned the libs and they couldn't handle his brilliant intellect. Is this the same dude who the first time he got on with Jimmy Snow, that he was just screaming, you lose, I win, because you lose, and then Jimmy had to drop him after that point? Was this the same guy? I feel like it was.
I don't know about that story.
busy at least.
Can I help? I'll post it right away. Can I help? I'll fill that in as soon as I can. have an order? All right, your order is registered. What's new?
Speak. I must meditate.
What's new? I'll fill that in as soon as I can. Oh, it's you. Someone is bound to buy that.
Yes?
What's new? I'll fill that in as soon as I can.
What is it? I have many services. So
What's new? I'll post it right away. Let's see if there are any takers. I'll tend to the books. Can I help? Oh, it's you. What's new? Sure thing.
So boys, we have this video here from Fogbon that is called 0.5 League Review, the good and the bad. And of course, if I see this, I have to watch the video. Moreover, because he has over here patch rating 9.5 out of 10. So I want to see what he has to say, because he has not been very positive about PoE2 in the past. And he's giving this a good review. So hey, let's go.
Hey guys. So I want to make a new video going over my endgame thoughts, or pretty much my whole patch review of 0.5. We are now 1 month in. I have played non-stop. I have averaged a bit over 12 hours each day since league start. Of course, I played more in the first 2 weeks.
Living the dream, man. I wish I could play 12 hours a day, but we have to work. Fuck! Brother is living the dream, dude.
I have in the past 2 weeks. But yeah, I have played this patch quite a bit, and I have loved it quite a bit as well. This has definitely been one of the most fun times that I've ever played PoE2. This is definitely the best patch they have ever released.
This month has been one of my favorite months in gaming ever, for me personally. Not only for Path of Exile.